I'm sure that you've all heard of anime that's so bad it's good, like School Days, or Darling in the Franxx. Actually, no, that's just plain bad. Anyway, that's probably how I'd describe my experience with High School of the Dead. Mainly because it doesn't do anything special, and while watching it I knew it wasn't really good, but it was still damn entertaining. So what's the plot of the anime? Well, there isn't really one, apart from each character wanting to see if their family and friends are alive. But at the same time, that could be said about any zombie show, because they all just focus on survival without a really solid plot. Sure, there's still some antagonists along the way that our group of survivors have to deal with, but at the end of the day, that's really it. And yet this anime was still really entertaining to watch. Everyone likes fan service in anime. We got our high school DxD, interspecies reviewers, Super HX Eros, all sorts of shows. But for this show, they just go a bit overboard, because every single time a female moves, they have to add some intense jiggle. Even when they're trying to have a serious moment as well, they still keep the jiggle in there. They also got panty shots of the girls almost every couple minutes, and even the zombies get panty shots. Why would anyone ever want to see the zombies' panties? Never mind. I mean, it does go overboard, even managing to include a bath scene with all the girls that goes on for about half an episode. Even so, I kept watching this show because the action was still really entertaining, and I love pretty much any zombie film or show, doesn't matter how bad it is. The actual zombies were your normal, slow-walking, strong undead, apart from being revealed to be blind, but a couple episodes later they seemed to forget about that, and then the zombies could all of a sudden just see. One interesting thing that the anime did was to show us how other countries are dealing with the apocalypse, and so that you'd know that it wasn't only happening in Japan. The show starts off at a high school. Pretty obvious, I know. And the world seems to have ended, with the dead up and walking. Yeah, that's pretty much the start of the show. The zombies get in the school, start eating people. And the previews for each episode, they all had about 4 people talking at once, and it just sounded stupid. The characters aren't bad, but they aren't really good either. We got Takashi as generic main guy, and generic main girl Rei, who's annoying as hell throughout the whole series. Then we got tsundere girl Seiya, samurai girl Saiko, and clueless nurse Shizuka to provide just some hilarious moments, like this. I know, right? Some pretty funny stuff. The best character though is easily Fat Jintan, or Kota, who was bullied while at school. But when the end of the world comes, it's his time to shine with his extensive knowledge of guns and military stuff. Almost everyone in the anime doesn't get any character development at all, and they just stay the same throughout the entire of the 12 episodes. For an anime that came out in 2010, looks-wise, it's actually pretty good. It's not really that impressive though, but I would say that it still does hold up to this day. Madman really didn't want to forget about the jiggle though. It seemed like that's where a lot of their budget really went. To be expected, they did have CGI when there were hordes of zombies on the screen at once, but I didn't really find it much of a problem anyway. And the gore is done really well, even though whenever someone is bit, their blood sprays extremely far for whatever reason. And each time an episode was introduced, they had a creative way of doing so by putting whatever episode it was on an object in the show. Only one song from the whole OST did I actually like, and it was this anime's spin on the 28 Days Later song, which should be very familiar to fellow zombie fans. The rest of the soundtrack was just average. There were no bangers or songs that just straight up sucked. They were all just okay. The impact sounds of different weapons on the zombies all sound pretty flashy and realistic, which is exactly what you'd want, and the rest of the sound design is all pretty good. Something that this anime did that I haven't actually seen before is using a different ending song for each episode, which was actually kinda cool. Even though it wasn't very good, I would still kinda recommend it if you just want an anime that you don't really need to think about while watching. So in a way, it kinda sucks that there won't be a season 2, because the mangaka sadly passed away a couple years back. Yeah, but that's it for the video. Thanks for watching, and if you made it this far, you might as well subscribe, because I got a video coming every Thursday my time.